Alright, how you guys doing? As you can see, we have the trunk set up back on. Over there, I haven't put it on fully. It goes on pretty nice and tight. Other than this part that bothers me, everything else looks good, I think. I am going to finally stain it. So I don't know if you guys remember or watched it. Last video when I made these, as you can see, they are a little bit brownish. And my carpets are gray and my car is black, so I wish they were a little bit like a grayish color, but obviously couldn't get them. That's why I went with these. But today I got this stain polyurethane in one step, rich stain color, long lasting protection, can be used over polyurethane finishes, classic black gloss. So this is basically like a wax or a stain for wood. That's gonna give it a nice touch, a little glossy look, and emphasize the wood grains. Wood grains? I think that's what it's called. What is this? Oh, this is the brochure. Damn, it's Woojie stuff. Yeah. Alright, so I just put it on. It just looks a little bit darker brown, so I'm gonna sand it and then put it on.
Tours overseas, couple million on the table. By the time I'm 24, I'll be selling out staples. I got big plans, sing and rap, I can switch hands. Crossover killer labels know that I'm the hitman. Women all on me, trying to give me sex favors, take your clothes off. You're a starter, not a bench player, then I got to go. I won't say I'm heartless, but after dating hoes, I began to use my heart less. Had to pump the brakes, cause my drive's got GPS. Sometimes I feel like
I don't have a brush, but this works just fine. Probably gonna do 3 coats, so it's a little bit thick and glossy, and it protects it, and it gets a little bit darker hopefully by then. But those are done, as you can see. Those are not done. This is a mess. I have to clean the garage. I haven't still cleaned it before. After, but when it dries, it's gonna look like this. But this needs another coat. So we're gonna apply a little coat. Hopefully it gets darker. It's turning brown because it is still a little bit brown, like the wood itself. It's not turning too much black, but I think if I do like real thick coats or few coats, it's gonna make it how I want it. Hopefully it turns more black, but this is so far, I think it looks good enough for what I want it. Alright, so this is how it turned out in daytime. As you can see, nothing. It looks more brown in the video, but it's fine. I like how it turned out. But I touched these spots. It's a little like that. It's a less glossy on that spot. That's it. I like how it turned out, better than what it was, but I can always go back and change it up and like, sand it and do another color and stuff like that. But as of right now, I'm happy with it. Way better than what it was. It's like more black. Alright, I just want to show you guys how tight this thing is. Look. Oh fuck. I washed it and hand wet sanded it and everything, so it's a little bit harder to go in, but I'm sure it's gonna be fine. Done. Trunk setup's fully done. Right, today we're doing the most important mod on E36, which is something to reinforce this strut towers. Strut towers are these, which the suspension mounts to on the rear, on the back of the car, because every time it hits up and down, it's gonna be mounted to that. And that thing, as you can see, that's top of my suspension. I put a hole here. That thing is not strong enough for the abuse you're gonna put the car into. So the first thing you want to do is either get a strut tower reinforcement plates, which are these are the garagistic ones, and they're the red ones, but as you can see, they're used. So paint's coming off of it and I have scratches, but it doesn't matter because it will do the job. But if you want to go a little bit overboard, you can do a rear strut tower bar or brace, which is this that I have over here. This is just one bar going, and it's by Megan Racing. This is going for, I believe, 95 or something. I bought this one used as well. The welds look nice. These are thick enough. Online it looked so flimsy and everything, but these definitely look quality. I mean, not the best out there because it's Megan Racing, but I think they look good for what I'm trying to do. So I'm gonna put these on and then those on. So since I have wood floor, I had to take the wood off. If you have Harman Kardon, you have the subwoofers, which are fucking thick, and that little thing is stuck behind it. You can rip it off, but I never like to do that. I'm just gonna open 2 bolts or 3 bolts, Phillip head, on top of those things, which is over here. Now that these bad boys are off, we have that much like free spot here to just pull these towards ourselves, and boom, that's where the strut sits. Same for this side, a little bit more pain in the butt. You take this off. When you take this off, you have this piece right here holding it, and also this little guy also holding it. So what I'm gonna do is do a big hole here, over here, and then not remove this ever again because it's just not fun, and I don't know, I can live with that big hole in there. Alright, the damage has done. I can live with that. Is my flash or no? Alright, now I'm gonna jack up the car, even though I don't need to really, but I'm not gonna just unbolt this strut or shocks or coilover bolts with the car being on the ground, especially that I have camber, because the force on it is uneven. So when I take the bolt off and I put it back on, I don't know, maybe a little bit it's gonna change and it's not gonna be perfectly flush. So I just want to put a jack underneath it to take the load off of the struts and then unbolt them. So when I put it back, it's all good. Now that my bolts are off and the car is somewhat off its load, but still putting pressure on the shocks, or the wheels are just putting.
You could do
Jesus, putting its weight or has its pressure on these, or the chassis of it, or the strut tower. You're gonna place that on there. It's nicely there, and then this thing after taking this off. So that would normally go over here on the other side, so I took it off, and boom, goes on top of this little guy. Woo! Let's go. Same thing on the other side to show you guys how it's exactly sitting. Garagistic rear strut reinforcement, Megan Racing strut bar, little end thingy. It is looking solid. You don't have to do both. I just wanted to do both because I had them laying around. Why not? Plus the Megan Racing one isn't going all the way around. Damn, that looks good. Subwoofers are in, back in, everything's back in. Looks amazing, I love it. And those bolts are tight as a motherfucker, so it's good. We can drop the car on the ground and go about our day. So for this one, this really is an important thing, because every time you do anything, or just like, by doing anything means like fucking around in your car, racing, drifting, tracking, whatever, there is a lot of suspension play, especially with aftermarket shocks and aftermarket coilovers and lower than stock height. The suspension and everything in there is stiff, so it puts more pressure on and stress on everything else, especially on the towers. So it's important to do this before you do any crazy shit with your car. I didn't get to do it, but now I did it. Late is better than never. So that's it. Let me know if you have any more question. Yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching.